Hello, brothers and sisters. Hope you are well. Um, I'm here to really break down the witchcraft of the NFL and Premier League. I'll cover baseball a little bit as well. Now, this is still really important stuff, the sports, because it's witchcraft, and I have some examples here that are just undeniable. Um, you can't deny the numbers behind it, the ritual behind it, the narrative behind it, the biblical connections behind it. Um, So I'm going to break this down for you. My brother Durrell's here. Woo! We got Ty. God bless you, brother. A woo for you. I'll give you an extra loud one because there's plenty of those. Woo! And then my brother Patrick's in the house with the scriptures. Deuteronomy 18:10. Really powerful. There shall not be found among you anyone who maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or who use divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. This is what the NFL is. This is what Hollywood is, okay? Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters, yeah, they're the ones who, unless they repent, will inherit the lake of fire, unfortunately. I'll talk about McCaffrey because I liked him for a touchdown right before the game, and he got two. Now, I don't know where to start here. I don't know whether to start with the NFL, with the Premier League, with that Liverpool United game, with the Green Bay Packers game, with the remarkable comeback from Denver Broncos. The horse teams are doing well because of the four horsemen, and 2026 is the year of the horse. So the Broncos are doing well. The Colts are doing well. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Man. I visited my old school today. I bought some football shirts for one of my closest friends. He's a Chelsea fan, Chelsea. And I got speaking to him. We spoke about the Lord, helping him on his journey. I met a new friend as well, a girl. Seems super cool, called Claudia. Spoke with my old director, some old students. Always a blessing. Been so busy, I've not visited in a while. So did that, went to the gym, and now I'm back. So what's that talk about first, guys? Just type it in the chat, NFL or EPL. Told you all these major franchises, their acronyms are EPL, NHL, NBA, MLB, UFC, WWE. The devil loves that number 3. Don Pedro, God bless you. Thanks for everything. Maverick, much love to you. All right, I'll talk about the Liverpool United game then for you. It's still wild to me that I don't watch any of this. I was such a big United fan. If United played Liverpool, it was huge. I had a lot of mates who supported Liverpool. So the whole week would be going back and forth, bantering each other. And I just have no interest now. How do you define worship? So I believe that worship belongs to the Lord, right? But basically, worship for me is like devotion, reverence, extravagant admiration for a person or a thing. You honor something like immensely. And do I believe people worship their football clubs? Yeah, I do. Do I believe people worship money? Yeah. It's where the heart is ultimately for me. It's where they place their heart. Now only God deserves to be worshipped because He's divine and He's perfect. But for me, how I define worship and idol worship is basically this unnecessary admiration for a person or thing. And it could be an athlete, it could be a team. There's many things that people worship. That's how I perceive worship. It might not be the same for everybody else, and that's fine. Right, I'll talk about United Liverpool then. So first thing that caught my attention was the the first goal, which was after 62 seconds. Now, I saw 62 before the game. So Bryan Mbeumo, he made 30-year history with this goal. So first of all, man, it's really hot. Sometimes I just use logic doing this work. Sometimes I think it's the best way. So how in the space of a few months, right, can Manchester United go play against Grimsby in League Two, play their full strength squad, and get beat by Grimsby Town? They got beat by Grimsby. And then a few months later, go to Anfield, an absolute fortress. They'd not lost at Anfield in 400 days, which is 20 times 20. And Jota signed for Liverpool in 2020. And Liverpool won their first Premier League title in 2020. All right. Jota wore number 20. So Liverpool had not lost at home for 400 days. 20 times 20. So United can't beat Grimsby, but then they can go to Anfield, who, by the way, Liverpool, before the season began, favourites for the league, favourites for the Champions League. And Bryan Mbeumo obviously signed from Brentford. He scored the opener. I haven't seen the goal and I have no interest in seeing it. I don't know if it was a great goal, if it was fortunate. I don't know. But I do know he scored after 62 seconds. Guys, Savi's here, one of the best coders I know. Brother to me, amazing coder. I've got to share his comment before I get into it. Hey, mate, it's Savi here, up late. In regards to the 62s, Jack's got their 293rd ETL on UK and Detroit can get their 620th ATW tonight, and Tampa Bay stay on 140 AT road wins, 140 days since 6-2. Guys, this guy's one of the best coders that I know. He's done so much for me on my journey, and I learn from him. And every day he shares his codes on my site, and I'm so blessed. This guy can code baseball, NFL, NBA, daily events. Like, I thank God for bringing Savi to my page. So yeah, Lions do have a really good code today. They're playing against a really strong Tampa Bay. So we'll see what happens there. I've done a lot of codes with the Lions and how they connect to the British royal family. And they do have a lot of British royal family connections today. I'm not going to break it all down, but it's very interesting. So let's talk about this. I'll share my screen. Do you prefer that, yeah? Give me a word if you want me to share my screen, if you prefer that. I've got to start doing these streams like in a vest or something, because it's not good to do them right after the gym. Just hot. It's like being sweaty is really frustrating for me. I thank God you taught me sports are fake and controlled by the metaphysical presence. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's controlling them, but something is. We can both agree on that, brother. There's something beyond man. Now, whether that is the devil, whether that is aliens, whether that is just something that we may not even know about, if it's just genuine, like, I don't know if we'll ever fully know, but we're not idol worshippers of the sports anymore. We're not mega fans. We're not going to buy the merchandise. We're not going to go to the bar and say, hey, did you see the Lions' great performance last night? All right. So we'll never fully know, but we know a lot more than most. Can I get an amen? We know a lot more than most. Most people with this game here, with United Liverpool, will be like, well, United finally coming good under Amorim. Liverpool are struggling. They've struggled all season, really. United deserved the win. They got a little bit of luck. Guys, Gakpo, who my brother Lazaro coded on the website to score, and he did, finally. Conor Gakpo, he hit the post 3 times. It's a kind of magic. 3 times in one game, the same player hit the post. And he missed a gilt-edged chance, but he also scored. So I did mention on my site, I don't like when a favourite keeps hitting the woodwork, because you'll always see the headline at the end for the underdog. In this case, Manchester United win, but they needed a lot of luck. And it's like, when you start seeing the post getting rattled or penalties missed or the keeper's having the game of his life, you start thinking, you know what? This is perfect for the underdog to not lose this game. And that's what I was reading from just reading Sky Sports, not from watching it, because I don't watch it. But to hit the post 3 times, and 3 is the magic number. So I'll just break this down quickly for you. I'm not going to read it all out. But you'll see United are wearing their white jersey. It's the white and red. These are the first 2 colours of the 4 horsemen. So this is conquest. This is war and bloodshed. Please hit the like button, everybody watching. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. So we know the lion with the Premier League, with the crown, and Jesus is the Lion of Judah, the King of Kings. This is a huge rivalry for people watching who don't know much about soccer. This is a massive rivalry. They're about 40 minutes away from each other, the 2 biggest clubs in England. And then Mbeumo's goal was his 3rd for Manchester United, and undoubtedly the biggest of the season for the Red Devils. So the fact that the most successful Premier League club of all time is called the Red Devils is interesting to me. And I've told you, when you wear a United shirt, you have the devil on your heart. The devil is on your heart. Thank you, Veronica. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. God bless you, ST. Now, the goal was a special one, happening so fast that it set the game up in United's favour. And by coming in the 2nd minute, it also made 30-year history. Remember, Judas sold Jesus 30 pieces of silver. But look, there was just 62 seconds on the clock. 62 seconds on the clock. And it had to be 62. I mentioned that number before the game. And you're like, oh my word, there it is. There's the 62 instantly. Well, I'm gonna show you why it was 62 and why United were wearing white. Why they were wearing white. So Revelation 6:2. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So Mbeumo opens the scoring after 62 seconds wearing white. And they're also sponsored by Snapdragon. Satan is the dragon in the Bible. The red dragon, they're called the Red Devils, and they just beat the Reds, which is the nickname of Liverpool. So I noticed a lot of fours in this game. A lot of fours, such as Man United. They got their 4th league win of the season. I know that Liverpool's captain is Virgil van Dijk. He's number 4. And there was also some other fours in this. Like, it's just relentless how many fours I was seeing. Liverpool lost their 4th straight game, which is super rare for Liverpool because they're arguably the best club in the world right now. And Liverpool are 4 points off the top now. So it's just like all of these all of these fours, and you could technically say they're fourth in the league as well. They're tied with Bournemouth because they have the same goal difference. But they could say they're both third, but they could both be fourth as well. There is no four here. So we're getting all these fours. Brentford look like they're going 3-1-4, which is pi. And look, West Ham on 4 points. Brentford on 10, the fourth triangular number. So see if Brentford win that. I don't know how long's left. But 10 is the fourth triangular number. It makes sense. There's always seems to be drama or a late goal in these games now. And remember, Liverpool lost at home for the first time in 400 days. 20 times 20. And they lost 2-1 to United with 73 days left in the year. And 73 is the 21st prime number. And Jota, who signed with Liverpool in 2020 to go with the 400 days without losing at home 20 times 20, he died, so we're told, on 7-3. And he wore number 21 for Portugal. So it's interesting to me. United had, 3 shots on target, scored 2. So I don't need to go into this in too much detail. I think it's the NFL, and Ahmed Diallo is the one in the photo on top of Mbeumo. And Ahmed is an anagram of Adam. Okay, the first man. And I've done a code about Ahmed and his wicked numbers that he has, like genuinely wicked. But I'm gonna talk about. Look for Ages is here. Brilliant coder. Really good. Thank you. I'm glad you're watching. Jesus Christ will never fail you. Man will. Amen. Because Jesus is perfect and we're broken. Hey, Fair Spear. All of you hit that like button, please, guys. I finally came off 13.5. I'm 13.6 now. See if it brings me back down like it did last time. So I'm gonna get rid of United now. Let's talk about the Marius Thomas. All right, time to go to my Twitter. Here you go. Now, this game here is probably one of the best examples of magic and ritual that you're ever going to see. Now, look at this scoreline, 33-32. Now, would you expect Denver at home to beat the Giants? Yes. Of course you would. You got a 4-2 team against a 2-4 team. Denver, really solid at home. Well, guys, Denver Broncos were down 19-0 going into the fourth quarter. Didn't score 1 point in 3 quarters. Not one. And the Giants were just flying. It looked like they were going to go 3-4. Denver 4-3. I didn't code the game. I know Savvy coded the Giants spread. He got that right. Thank you. I know Rain and Payne coded the Broncos. Thank you. I didn't actually code this game myself, but I did during it. So we know how big the 33 is with the occult, with Jesus, with magic. Literally magic in gematria is 33. And let's actually read what it's saying here. Epic comeback. Remember, Jesus Christ is going to make an epic comeback. And before that, you have the horseman. And the Bronco is a horse. It's a white horse, right? Yeah, sports are so incredibly rigged. But I'm showing you how they're revolved around the Bible, Joey. Can I get a woo? I think most of you watching will say, yeah, sports are rigged. See the guy who made the kick as well? Was he wearing number 3? Yeah, he's wearing number 3, the kicker. I've just seen that now. So I'll read out what it says and just look at there. Look, number 3 to get them to 33 points. Just the world has no idea. I've only just seen that now. So Jackson Dart started strong, but the G men couldn't hold on. The 7 men. That's what G is. The 7 men. The New York Giants led the Denver Broncos 19-0 going into the fourth quarter of Sunday's Week 7 NFL matchup. This is one of my best examples of cashing out. Can somebody give me a woo? I know people still bet and you're entitled to bet. All right. If you bet on the Giants here and they were like 90% probability of winning, you take your money. You just have to, because this stuff happens in the NFL every week. That wasn't enough of a cushion for Jackson Dart's dynamic rookie season to include an upset in Mile High. If it was Bo Nix who played fourth quarter hero once again. Do you want to know why Bo Nix keeps dominating the fourth quarter? I'll show you now. Bo Nix wears number 10, all right, for Satan. And he always dominates the fourth quarter. It's like he suddenly becomes Superman in the fourth quarter. Brady did that a lot, didn't he? Who went to 10 Super Bowls. He seemed to just become a magician in the fourth. The reason why he wears number 10 and why he's so good in the fourth quarter is because of numbers. It's because 10 is the fourth triangular number, right? So number 10, Bo Nix, he always seems to step it up in that fourth quarter. And he did again. He was the hero. He got the final touchdown. So Bo Nix leading 5 straight scoring drives to close the game and set up a 33-32 walk-off Broncos victory. The NFL has seen 1,602 consecutive games won by teams leading by at least 18 points with fewer than 6 minutes to play. Until Sunday, when the Giants surrendered their massive lead to the Broncos. I keep telling you, so much history is being made. Dart was on fire for the start of Sunday's contest. Now, let me show you this. Dart, the thing that changed this whole game around was when Dart, number 6, threw an interception whilst Denver was on 16 points. Look at this. This is so divine. God bless you, Senor Moa. Agent D, much love. Yeah, orange equals 33. We'll mention that in a bit. Cheers, Agent D. Ephesians 6:16. So Dart, the Giants quarterback, wears number 6, and he threw an interception when Denver looked out of the water and they won 16 points. Look at Ephesians 6:16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. The fiery darts. Look at this. Fiery darts of the wicked. What does this say here? Dart was on fire. Can you hit that like button, guys? All of you watching. This should be viral, shouldn't it? Dart was on fire. The fiery darts of the wicked one. Dart was on fire for the start of Sunday's contest, tossing 3 touchdowns to follow up an impressive Week 6. Of course, number 6 had an impressive Week 6, showing in which he helped the Giants upset the rival Philadelphia Eagles. So, Giants just beat the Super Bowl winners. You'd think by having this massive lead in the fourth, they'd be full of confidence. All right? And remember, they are NFL players. They are the best athletes in the world. Okay? The interceptions that Dart threw, he didn't even need to throw the ball. He could have just given Denver the ball back. Not the way he was throwing the ball, guys, was like the Giants were down. I understand when you are a quarterback, your team's losing, and you need to take chances. Can somebody give me a woo? Your team's down, you got to take chances. Now your team's up, dominating in the fourth, on the road. Time's ticking. History is with you. Statistics are with you. You don't need any more points. all you need to do is prevent the other team from scoring. So you don't throw risky passes. Can I get a woo? You don't do that. His efforts to extend plays came back to bite him with about 5 minutes to play. However, as he threw an interception right to Denver's Justin Sternad, that turnover enabled the Broncos to score just 4 plays later, and Nix finally put his team ahead with an 18-yard rushing touchdown. Nobody came near him. And that's the thing with the NFL. Whatever way you look at it as being rigged, all right, however you want to look at it, Magic, Vegas, Freemasons, whatever you think it is, do you know how easy it is to give a team a touchdown? Can I get a woo, Savvy? Do you know how easy it is for somebody like Bo Nix to get an 18-yard rushing touchdown? Have you seen how easy it is for Christian McCaffrey? Guy's not even that big. Christian McCaffrey will run through like 6 players at a time, like he's 8 foot and 400 pounds. So if they want, or whoever, when I say they, whether it's Satan, whether it's man, whether it's Vegas, whether it's Freemasons, whatever it is, I don't know. Whether it's interdimensional beings, I don't know. I may never know. I know it's coded. I know I'm really good at seeing that. But it's very easy for a player to get a touchdown. It's very easy to get to the 1-yard line and drop the ball. If technology is involved with the field goals, it's very easy to prevent that ball from going in. I have never seen so many field goals go in off the post, and I've never seen so many field goals hit the post. In my life of doing this for 5 years and keeping an eye on the NFL and coding it, the amount of times it hits the post, complete energy harvest. So, and then if you want to say the officials are involved, which they clearly are, it's easy to throw a flag. It's easy to give a first down. It's easy to give a 10-yard penalty, take the touchdown away from a team, extend the drive. Okay? So there's so many ways of corrupting this sport, but people are so wrapped up in the entertainment. Remember, ESPN is Entertainment Sport Programming Network. They put entertainment above sport, and the NFL is legally sports entertainment. So the fact is, if we want to go into the ritual of it, the Broncos' wild comeback, which included 33 points scored in the fourth quarter. Right? 33 in a quarter is crazy. Well, look at this. Will Lutz won the game to get them to 33 points with a 33-yard field goal. And time expired. I keep saying we're in the final days. These games are being won at the death, all connected to the 4 horsemen. All right, look, New York dropped to 2-5. The 4 horsemen will kill 25% of the world's population. Denver stayed on 2 losses, 5 wins, like 25. So are you telling me that Denver Broncos, we saw the kickers, number 3, the magic number, he scores a 33-yard field goal to win the game, to get Denver on 33 points. New York got their 5th loss. Denver got their 5th win. 5 has the 3 connection because it's the 3rd prime number. And yeah, I'll talk about Demaryius Thomas now, my brother. Look, 5's the 3rd prime. So, and then Magic is 33. And who's into Magic? The occult. All right? And occult is 88. Now, let me talk about Demaryius Thomas. Can you all see the 88 on his jersey? The guy who was born on Christmas Day, 12/25, which is 35 times 35. We just had the MLB player die at 35 called Jesus. I'll talk about that briefly. Yeah, Denver has the statue in its airport called Blucifer, which I have coded and I have actually seen because I used to live in Colorado. This is the Blue Mustang. It is in Denver International Airport. It actually killed the person who designed it, and it opened on the anniversary of Vatican City, which is demonic. Vatican City. So yeah, this is Blucifer. and it literally, what's this? Lucifer kills sculptor. Killed its sculptor. The sculptor of the statue nicknamed Lucifer was killed by the artwork. Because I have showed you that demons can possess. Go watch The Conjuring. Give me a woo if you've seen The Conjuring. The Conjuring is a movie about demonic possession. So there's dolls in it that are possessed. Clocks. All right? Demons can possess anything. They want to have a vessel. They want to possess a human. I think they have more fun with that. Because obviously, like, a doll has no emotion. You can't manipulate a doll. But, well, you can't manipulate a doll's emotions. You can manipulate the movements and things like that. But yeah, literally, the sculptor of Lucifer was killed by Lucifer. So it's a blue horse with red eyes, and that's the Denver airport, which people say is the Illuminati airport, and I believe it is, from what I saw inside of it. So, yeah. Anyway, I showed you that occult is 88. It's really big with the occult. And this is Demaryius Thomas, right? So Demaryius Thomas played for the Denver Broncos. Can somebody give me a woo? Yeah, basically Lucifer landed on top of the sculptor and killed him. Fell on top of him. Bookies were limiting the win on Denver comeback, could only get them at the spread. They usually do that, brother, because it's like next to impossible to come back. I'm not sure that was the bookies manipulating you. I think the demons control the algorithm. But often when a team's got like a 95% chance or higher of losing, you can't bet on their money line. That's why they would have offered you the spread. That's how ridiculous the comeback was. Like it was like a miracle. They're calling it a miracle. It's a counterfeit miracle. But anyways, this guy played for Denver, right? And Demaryius Thomas, look at this. Do you realize Broncos had 2 8-point scoring drives in the fourth quarter? Demaryius Thomas wore 88. They scored 33 in the fourth. He passed away at age 33. Sure, it was a coincidence, then again, probably not. What a special ending to a special day. So this guy, Troy, I've only just found this now. I knew all of this, but he is wording it in a way like it's beautiful. Can I get a woo? So I showed you how Demaryius wore number 88. I told you how the Broncos had 2 8-point scoring drives in the fourth quarter, 8-8. He wore number 88. He died at age 33. All right. Where is he? Okay. He died at age 33. And then they get 33 points and they win at the death. And his family were in attendance. His parents. Okay. And look, there's a statue here. More idol worship. And remember, Thomas said to Jesus, "My Lord, my God." And there's the confirmation he died at 33. And this whole game was a tribute to him. So look, this is the day that this happened. Guys, smash the like, please. Come on, guys. It's divine revelations. Please help me with the stream. A little bit more than you are. For the algorithm, help us out, guys. 24 likes, come on. Now, this game itself just needed a video. But Demaryius Thomas' mum breaks down as he's inducted into Broncos Ring of Fame years after his sudden death. These sudden deaths, guys, are sacrifices. How many athletes are dying young? Elite athletes. That baseball player was 35. Thomas was 33. We just had a Tampa Bay Buccaneers legend die at age 36. All right. Jota died really young. Was he 28? And people just, it's like, and then they get honored. The mother of late Denver Broncos star Demaryius Thomas broke down in tears as her son was enshrined in the team's Ring of Fame ahead of Sunday's dramatic win over the New York Giants. The Broncos were celebrating their Super Bowl 50 championship with the addition of Thomas's bronze likeness fixed atop a stone pillar, a piece that was unveiled in front of his mother, Katina Smith, in a pre-game ceremony. Better word for ceremony, ritual. "I'm wanting to touch his face again," Smith said to gathered media and fans. "This right here, it's like he's still here with us today." How can you say that about your son? Your son's dead, and you're comparing a statue to your son being alive. That is sick. That's wicked. So he lives on through all of us and through all the community and his fans. Two-time All-Pro, Thomas last played in the NFL in 2019, although he didn't officially announce his retirement until June of 2021. He tragically suffered a fatal seizure 6 months later, which authorities ultimately blamed on a medical condition. See how easy it is? It's just a medical condition, guys. The Georgia native was an inspirational story to many after overcoming his mother and grandmother's convictions and subsequent incarcerations on drug charges. Ultimately, President Barack Obama, got every satanic number going, Obama, commuted both women's sentences, allowing Katina to finally see her son play football for the first time in January of 2016. He'd win a Super Bowl with the Broncos the following month. You know some sort of deal's being done. Can somebody give me a woo? So Obama allows Katina to finally see her son play football. And then a month later, she watches her son win the Super Bowl, the biggest achievement in the NFL. And then, not long later, he's dead. And then they're here in this Denver game. All right. She's telling us that this statue is pretty much like Demaryius is still alive. This. Which the Bible says do not worship carved images. Thomas died on 12/9/21, a span of 2,132 days after winning Super Bowl 50 with the Broncos on 2/7/16. Pat Mahomes completed 21 passes out of 32 pass attempts. That's incredible. That's another thing. It all connects. This wasn't just a ritual for Denver. It's for the league. Satan needs sacrifices. Have you seen, what's that new movie called, guys? Number 88 only had an 8-yard reception in Super Bowl 50. Oh my goodness. What's the name of that new movie where they're showing you it's witchcraft? Where they make deals, where they sacrifice. What's the name of the movie? Everyone's telling me to watch it, but all the reviews are really shocking. They're telling me to break it all down. Thank you, John. If you're enjoying it, hit the like button. Thomas was also remembered by former Broncos coach Gary Kubiak, retired defensive end DeMarcus, again the mark which keeps appearing everywhere, Ware, and ex-Denver quarterback Peyton Manning, whose own pillar sits next to Thomas. Again, just the idol worship. Peyton Manning's still alive, guys. When all of y'all asked me what's the main reason you came to Denver, I'm not sure I gave you all of the honest answers back in 2012, Manning told the crowd. But Demaryius Thomas was a big reason for it because I never played with a receiver quite like him. There would have been some witchcraft and deal with why Manning had to play with Demaryius. Okay, and somebody like Manning will always be presented as an angel of light. So here's this look, ex-Yankees star dead at 35. Do you want me to look into that? Yeah, Broncos, we'll go there. Where is it? Just to show you. Broncos wear orange. All right, it's 33. And they obviously won at the death with 33 points, a 33-yard field goal. Okay. Orange is the only color that has the 33. It's the only color. Why do you think Donald Trump, they call him the Orange Man? All right. They started the final drive with 33 seconds left. Okay, that's another 33. Thank you, Kekez. So they started the drive with 33 seconds left. They won it with a 33-yard field goal to finish with 33 points. And the whole day was a tribute to a player, Demaryius Thomas, who just so happened to die at the age of 33. Now, I did a code about this, and this made me like Toronto. Sometimes something like this happens before a game, and I'm like, okay, this is the riddle. I don't even need all the numbers and the history. Sometimes that happens. Ex-Yankees star, we know the Yankees just lost in the World Series to the Dodgers. Ex-Yankees star, dead at 35. This is so young. Remember that Demaryius Thomas, he was born on 12/25, right? So he was born on Christmas. 6 days left in the year. That's 6. But Demaryius Thomas was born on 12/25, which is 35 times 35. Can you see it? It's also the 49th triangular number. The 49ers just got their 49th win against, was it the Falcons? But that's Demaryius Thomas's birthday. It's 35 square. And then the same day they did a tribute to the player born on 12/25, 35 times 35. You have a 35-year-old baseball player dying in is it motorbike? And he played for Seattle Mariners, and his name was Jesus. So Jesus died. And we told Jesus died at 33. So I was like, okay, the Mariners are going to lose this and drop to 3-3. And they did. Now for this game 7, I looked so much into it. I'm not even sure I'm going to share my codes because it's like 51% Toronto, 49 Mariners. And I've got a lot of people in my ear on Seattle. I like Toronto Dodgers. I got to factor in the odds as well. Toronto became I think plus 500 at one point to win the series. I don't know how many people took that. But it's going to a game 7. And you're either going to get Toronto against LA, and Kobe's highest scoring game was against Toronto in his 666 game. Or you're going to get Seattle Mariners, the beast rises out of the sea. So this game 7, man, is tricky. I'll tell you that. It's very tricky. But what else was happening? Savvy, are you still there, brother? There was a Toronto team that played against a Seattle team. What was that in? It was on the same day, wasn't it? Toronto have a riddle with Drake as well. He's a big Toronto fan. And I think Game 6 of the World Series is on his birthday. It was the hockey, wasn't it? There you go. Thank you, Savvy. So let's go to the NHL. I'll figure out who it was. It was Kraken, wasn't it? Where are they? Was it this one? Was it this game? Yeah, basically, there's a Toronto team against Seattle. And it finished 3-4, which is going to be the finish of this. Can I get a woo, Savvy? All of you watching? So yeah, look, this game here finished 4-3 to Seattle. This is on 10/18, Luke 10/18, about Lucifer. So Seattle won 4-3, and they won in overtime. So maybe this game 7 goes to extra innings. I don't know if you can bet on that. I don't know. Maybe it goes to extra innings. And Seattle won 4-3, and if one of these franchises is going to win the series 4-3. Woo! So, yeah. And remember, this game here was 10/18. The beast rises out of the sea, and it's Luke 10/18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Remember, lightning strikes twice, and the Tampa Bay Lightning won back-to-back Stanley Cups. So Satan controls these sports, I think. That's my take on it. I really do believe that. So this is crazy in itself. Like, to confirm that these sports are connected, this is a very good example right there for me. So yeah, I'm very intrigued in this Game 7. But again, I'm not going to watch it or anything like that. Some great codes on my site. So we'll see what happens. These games are bigger than winning money, I'll tell you that. It's going to reveal a lot who wins this and the score. So let's see if it goes to the death. Either extra innings or like a team wins it in the 9th. I would say if your team's leading in the 9th, take your money. Because I'm expecting drama. So anyways, he dies. His name's Jesus. And Jesus Montero, right? This guy. So he died at 35. Venezuela. I keep talking about Venezuela. We just had a Venezuelan win the Nobel Peace Prize. Dedicated it to Trump. So died in a fatal accident. A crash. Like the economy is going to crash. Waves crash in the ocean. And he played for the Mariners, right? 35. Tragic. He's gone. Well, let's look at when he was born. November the 28th. He was born the year of the snake. 1989, the year Taylor Swift was born. The guy was born with 33 days left in the year. So he was born with 33 days left in the year. 33. And he played for the Mariners. And on the same day that he died, the Mariners dropped to 3-3. And did Toronto knock out the Yankees? God bless you, my brother Durrell. Savvy will know. He knows more about baseball than me. Did Toronto beat the Yankees? Who knocked out the Yankees? Wasn't it Toronto? Because Jesus, who died at 33, began his ministry at 30, and his ministry lasted 3 years. He played for Seattle, born with 33 days left, and I'm pretty sure that Toronto knocked out the Yankees, and he played for the Yankees as well. So this guy's death seems like it's bigger than him falling off a bike. Because who's going to argue that? Who's going to argue any of this? People do die in motorbike crashes, tragically. But he was in a coma for a long time. He was in a coma. He was induced into a coma. And then he conveniently dies the day of this Game 6. He only played 18 regular season games for the Yankees, 6 + 6 + 6. But guys, literally, his name's Jesus. Now, all that fame and fortune that they get, it comes with a price. What? What's this? Guys, after being designated for assignment by Seattle, the Toronto Blue Jays claimed Montero and put him in their farm system. Did anybody know that? Oh my word, 73 runs, and he died with 73 days left in the year. Guys, I didn't know that Toronto Blue Jays claimed Montero. Anybody knew that? God bless you, Miss Jones. Appreciate you. Toronto knocked out the Yankees 3-1. Oh yeah, 31, the 11th prime. New York, the 11th state. Did any of you guys know this with Jesus Montero? So Seattle are playing Toronto right now, and he dies on the Game 6. After being designated for assignment by Seattle, the Toronto Blue Jays claim Montero and put him in their farm system. It's just, how is it being done? He has a son called Jesus as well. Both have autism. Trump keeps saying his found the cure for autism. Something's going on with Brady chatting up Jaden Daniels' mum. There's some ritual with this. Jaden Daniels, the Lions' den. Washington got beat by the Lions. Or did they beat the Lions, didn't they? I think they beat the Lions, then they lost to the Eagles. Darrell, thank you, my brother. Hope you're enjoying this. God's creation, the elites try to imitate. I agree with that. That's my take on it. 33 years since the Blue Jays won their first World Series. 32 years since they won their last. Yeah, that's compelling. I actually don't know who I want to get to the World Series, to be honest. Because I had the Dodgers to get there and win it before the season. So I want the Dodgers for the code and for people on my site. But there's obviously great riddles for Toronto and Seattle. Always the case. Every sport, if you make in the semi-final or the final or the World Series or the Super Bowl, you have an incredible narrative to go on and win the whole thing. You're there for a specific reason. So yeah, this guy dying was very suspect. Now, I want to show you my Packers code. And again, I'm not here to glorify myself. I am far from perfect. But I do want to show you this. Now, the Packers, they were losing often in this game against the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals didn't have the star quarterback, but it doesn't matter. We know that now. And I was paying close attention to this game because I like the Chiefs. They won. Mahomes dominated. I like the Packers, and I thought Washington were going to cover, and they got killed. I think it was 44-22. So I was like, I need this Packers game to hit, and I need Josh Jacobs to get a touchdown. Thankfully, that happened. But it went to the death, this. So they won by 4. Let me just go. Actually, before I get into it, I'm going to show you something. I shared it on my website. I don't think I shared the image. Right. Can you see my screen, guys? Durell, thank you so much. The car in front of me having a Packers license plate cover. This is hilarious. Oh, my word. What? So I like coding the Packers. I know all their numbers. The Green Bay, the fourth horseman rides a green horse. They're in Wisconsin. I know they're heavily connected to satanic numbers, which I obviously know really well. Not because I'm a Satanist, just because I know all about the Bible. Now, the Packers' last preseason game, they beat the Seahawks, Seattle, the beast rises out of the sea. And it was on Kobe Bryant's birthday, August 23rd. This whole World Series is connected to Kobe. So, 27 points, Durell. Now, the Packers' first game of their regular season was against the Lions. Jesus, the Lion of Judah. Satan prowls around like a roaring lion. That was on 9-7, 25th prime. 4 horsemen take out 25% of the earth. Now, they beat them with 27 points. So, in the last preseason game, there was 27 total points. Their opening game, they beat the Lions. Great result. The Lions have been really good the past few years. 27 points. Then they play Washington on 9/11, which is the same birthday as Washington's coach, the Commanders, connects to war. So 4 days later, they're playing the Commanders. They beat the Commanders. Look how many points. Can I get some woos so I know you're seeing my screen? They beat Washington with 27 points. So 27 total points last preseason game. Beat the Lions with 27. Beat the Commanders with 27. Then somehow they lose to Cleveland. And they only score 10 points. Cleveland, who really struggle in the NFL. They did well this weekend, to be fair. I think they're, 2-5? But this was like the biggest shock of the NFL in week 3. The Packers losing to Cleveland. Then they draw 40-40 with the Packers, and I showed you how that connected to how Satan tempted Jesus Christ for 40 days and 40 nights, and how Dallas's logo is a pentagram for the devil. Okay, so I broke that down. There's a whole code on that. Then they beat the Bengals. This is their 3rd win of the season. Look how many points they scored. 27. 27. And they have just beaten the Cardinals at the death with 27 points. Yeah, please hit the like, guys. This deserves tens of thousands of likes. I don't need to be famous or worshipped or idolized, but man, 30 likes is embarrassing. So Packers have won 4 games, and every game they've won, they scored 27 points. Now, I don't know statistically the odds of that, but I would say astronomical. Can somebody give me a woo? I'm talking astronomical. One second. So, again, did I predict that they would win with 27? No. But I did connect their victory to the number 4. And they won by 4. So, look, even like Arizona, the Cardinals are in the Catholic Church. This all connects to... This is where Charlie Kirk's funeral was, in their stadium. But... Look, Jacob is Israel in the Bible. Jordan Love. Jesus was baptized in the River Jordan. The Bible tells us God is love. Josh Jacobs. Jacob, Israel. All right? McBride. Jesus is coming back for his bride. And by the way, McBride, he got a touchdown. And then Arizona went up 13-3, which is when Pope Francis became the Pope. And now I'm thinking, oh, no way have I missed this. This code I loved. I was like, no way. I was like, okay, it's only 10 points. But I was like, 10 points. They're on the road, struggling. But then they got this field goal with 1 second left. I was like, okay, that completely changed the odds. At that point here, at 13-3, they were like plus 190 after that field goal. They went to even money. I'm like, okay, please tell me they get the next touchdown. And they did. And it was Josh Jacobs who I coded. And he ended up getting the winning touchdown as well. I was like, okay, this game actually went perfectly. But you're always going to have those moments. Savvy will know, and other great coders, and Rock for Ages, and many others in the chat. There's times where you still doubt your code. Like, oh my word, this code was so good. What's happening? And then just in a blink of an eye, it wins. And you're like, okay, there you go. But it still puts you through that. And that's why I don't gamble. That's why I won't gamble, because I know I can win tons of money. But what it does to me, like a game like this, I'm like, oh man, what is going on? What's going on? How has Jacobs not got a touchdown, man? What? And you get so wrapped up in it, and I just don't want that anymore. I still want to expose it. One second, guys. I'm just messaging somebody. So anyways, they take it by 4 and they become 4-1-1. One second. So the 4-11 stood out to me because of this guy. Anton LaVey, the guy founded the Church of Satan, is into witchcraft. How many how many NFL quarterbacks throw up those devil horns, or they throw up signs like this? They all come from Satanism. But the devil horns is the most common for me in the NFL, especially after they get a touchdown. See if it shows the devil horns with him. He's got loads of photos. I don't know. There. So he broke down what they all mean. Look, Bush is doing it. They're all doing it, and you see it. Obama's doing it. I think that's Gene Simmons. So you see them putting up these signs. All right, last second, guys. I'm going to respond. All right. Anyway, so this is Anton LaVey. We know obviously he founded the Church of Satan. But look at his birthday. It's 4/11, 4/11. So I'm like, I know again for 5 years of doing this, that the Packers connect to the Church of Satan, that they connect to the Book of Revelation, and they connect to Anton LaVey. So when I was like, okay, Packers are going to go 4/11, Anton LaVey's birthday against Cardinals, I believe the Catholic Church is satanic. And look at that, Jordan Love, 19 from 29 successful passes, 1929. Oh my word, Vatican City, is that not when it was founded? Even this? Yeah, they were founded in 1929. And Jordan Love was born on a date written 2/11, the 2nd of November. So look at his 1929 stats. Can you see them? Even this. Even this. So Packers, the fourth quarter, my code was about 4. They turn it around in the fourth. They win by 4. They get their 4th win. Arizona dropped to 2-5. 25% of the earth will be cooled by the 4 horsemen. And remember, the only reason Packers have this 4-1-1 is because they tied with Dallas 40-40. All right? And Satan tempted Jesus 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. And Arizona's the desert, no? The home of many snakes. Satan's the snake. You see how this all connects? It's like me showing you this it's not random, guys. It's just not random. So when it comes to the Bible, I understand you might not believe it's the word of God. Can somebody give me a woo? All right? I understand you might turn around and say, you know what? I don't believe this is the word of God. I believe it's Freemasons. I believe it's the occult. I believe it's a control tool. You are entitled to think whatever you want about the Bible, and that's fine. But it's playing out. The scriptures are being revealed in the sports and in politics and in wars and in pandemics. That is happening. That's not for debate. It's just whether you believe God is behind the Bible or man. That's up to you. That is up to you. So I'll let you read the code now. This is the pre-code. I like to share the pre-code. Green Bay can get their 4th season win. The 4th horseman rides a green horse. Packers become 4-1-1 with a win. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan and he was born on 4/11. Cardinals dropped to 2-5 for the season. Pope equals 25. Pope Francis canonized 911 cardinals. 25% of the world's population will be killed by the four horsemen. That shouldn't say Chiefs, it should say Packers. Square root of 25 is 5. Cardinals get their 5th season loss. Cardinals drop to 1-3 at home. And I want to show you this, how in play. And again, my website is so good at this. I think I've helped them with it. That the Packers game, where are you? I just want to show you. Look what the score was in play. I know that's the box score. We need play by play, is it? There you go. Look how the score was 13-13. It was 13-13. And then it was 2013. That's when Francis became the Pope. Pope Francis became the Pope 3/13/2013. And the score was 3/13 in 2013. This is what I'm talking about. And he canonized 911 cardinals. But anyways, look, we see it with 13-13. In my pre-code, look what I said. Cardinals dropped to 1-3 at home at 13. 13's the 7th fib, week 7. 7's the 4th prime. Packers get 4th win. Cardinals dropped to 1-3 at home, get their 5th season loss. Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto me a mouth speaking great things, and blasphemies and powers were given unto him to continue 40 months. And then Vatican City's founded the 42nd day of the year. Israel declared its independence on the 135th day of 1948, and Jacob in the Bible was renamed Israel. So keep an eye on Packers. Josh Jacobs to get a touchdown. He got 2. And he got the winning touchdown. He got the winning one. And look how, when Jordan Love, he threw a touchdown for Kraft, like witchcraft. And that changed the game when Kraft got that touchdown. I was like, okay, this feels good now. I think they're going to take this. But man, it's going to be dramatic. Because I somehow often find a way of my games going to the death. And look how the officiating crew, they're called judges. God is the judge in the Bible. Look, you've got a down judge, a back judge, a field judge, a side judge, a line judge. God is the one who's going to bring judgment. According to the scriptures, the phrase God is the judge asserts that God is the ultimate and sole arbiter of all matters, including human actions and the final fate of individuals. So he's the righteous judge. He will bring judgment to the world righteously and determine who will spend eternity in heaven or the lake of fire. So again, all of it just comes back to the Bible. So I wanted to show you that. It's pretty insane how this is all being done. And remember, we keep saying the 6'7", 6'7". Look how old Anton LaVey was when he died. The guy who gave himself to Satan and right before he died regretted it. Perhaps he saw the light of Christ. I don't know. And Anton LaVey reminds me of Andrew Tate as well. Reminds me of Andrew Tate. God bless you, last man. And that snake around his neck. Okay. Kobe, the black mamba. They're snakes. They're serpents. They're demons. Look at his little hand there. Maybe it probably won't show it. Because I've seen hundreds of them do it. I don't know if Google's going to give me it. But they don't. Like, there should be hundreds. Look, there should be hundreds, if not thousands, of photos of NFL players doing this. But then they're not there. Like, they do that all the time. But look, where's the images on Google? Wow, the Lord is using you big time, Adam. Your decodes are bang on. Bless you. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I have a gift. I know it's from God. And it's a big one. Now, Mahomes, they just smashed the Raiders 31-0. Very rare I'll code a game where a team smashes another team. But they became 4-3, all connected to Brady, who won his last Super Bowl against the Chiefs at age 43. 7th Super Bowl win. The Chiefs become 4-3 after week 7. Chiefs are going to keep winning now. I'll be coding them every week. They will tell you that they're winning because they're now getting their receivers back. Like Rice. Rice, by the way, if I knew he was playing, I would have coded him. He got the opening touchdown and he's number 4. And look at all the 4s in my code. And just the overlapping numbers. The overlapping numbers. So yeah, I could talk for longer here. But look at this. Broncos score 33 points in the fourth quarter, drive down the field to score a game-winning field goal with 33 seconds left. And it was a 33-yard field goal. And it was honoring, look at his hands. Can you see it there? It's honoring Demaryius Thomas, who died at 33. And they beat New York. And in Gematria, New York is 33. Yeah, imagine, Dirk, being in the NFL where you still have these elite players and you don't score a point. You don't score 1 point. Mahomes, Mr. 3, Magic Mahomes. That's literally his nickname is Magic Mahomes. He got 3 touchdowns. Oh, and I wanted to show you this player. Wait, let's see if Brentford won. If something happened. 2-0, there you go. Another goal at the death. Can I get a woo? Again, I only just saw this in play. I showed you at the start. It was 1-0. And I was like, just at 10-4, man. Brentford, 10 points, 4 losses, 10's the 4th try. West Ham, 4 points. So they got another goal at the death. Joke. And I don't think the Seahawks and the Mariners will win today. I'm not sure that'll happen. But you never know. Again, you don't know. Do you know the NFL was founded and Patrick Mahomes was born on the anniversary? Like, what are the odds of that? Get rid of that. Yeah. Now, let's say this guy did die at 35 and he did fall off his motorbike and he tragically died. Just shows you how fragile life is. That one day you wake up, you go on your bike, next minute you're gone. I'm not trying to install fear into you, but I'm going to tell you that life's fragile. This stuff can happen. You can go in your car or bike, crash and die. And I know we don't often think about it because we probably lose our mind. But obviously his death, he played for Seattle and Toronto, and he dies the day we find out he goes to a game 7. This guy's death's suspect, to say the least. Very suspect, however it's being done. He's got the Mont in his name, which connects to mountain, where Jesus prayed. But yeah, man, is that foreshadowing or is it going to be the opposite way around? Sometimes stuff like this is tricky. It's tricky. And you think, okay, well, they're telling you it there. They're telling you who's won. It's Seattle in 7. No, it's tricky. It can trick you. Satan's a trickster. He knows people like me and Savvy and other people see this stuff. But you can still manipulate stuff where we think we've got it and then, oh no, we missed something there. Oh my word, Bo's mother's called Krista, which translates to Christ. Chapman, son of man. There's something with Patrick. Bo Nix's dad's called Patrick. Brady's middle name's Patrick. Josh Allen's middle name's Patrick. They got the trick in the name, which connects to magic. There's something with Patrick and Saint Patrick. There's something with that Patrick. And I don't know if it's just a trick with magic. I'm telling you, with the quarterbacks, there's another one with the Patrick as well. It's Patrick Mahomes, Thomas. What's Brady's full name? He's definitely got Patrick in his name there. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. And then let me double check Josh Allen. I'm sure Josh Allen has Patrick. I could be wrong. Yeah, look, Joshua Patrick Allen. There's something with Patrick. There's something with Patrick. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers' middle name's Charles. Like the king. Is there anything else I posted on here? Oh, yeah, this, look. I got the Falcons. They have a player called Divine Ahmed Diablo. And Diablo translates to devil. This should, again, how people don't connect this. Diablo, he came out injured against the 49ers, probably the most satanic club in the NFL. That's why the Church of Satan was founded there. But his name's literally Divine Ahmed Diablo. So his name means divine devil. Guys, this guy's name translates to divine devil. Yeah, Patrick Kane, thank you, one of the best players in hockey. Guys, are you seeing this? Can I get some woos? ST, you've been leaving gems. Let me look at the chat in a moment. His name translates to divine devil. Like, did you see McCaffrey on 66 yards and 6 rushing yards? Look, I've just seen this now. Let me tell you. He wears number 23, 66.6. So it's nice helping people. But Christian McCaffrey, he has Christian in his name. He has the Son. I've done a stream about this, right? Give me a woo here. This guy's one of the best players. Hit the like button, guys. Please support it. It's not even 40 likes. First of all, this guy's birthday is 6'7". 6'7", all right? This might need another video from me later on. So I could go so many ways with this, guys. Is my brother Duell still there? My brother Savvy still there? And I'll give you this, and I better go. So McCaffrey's probably the best running back in the NFL. If you want anybody in your fantasy team, it's McCaffrey this year. You see him celebrating here. Arms out by the side, Jesus on a cross, right? Watch this. Yeah, Patrick Ewing as well, thank you, a legendary NBA player in his own right. So, first of all, Christ in his name. It's not for debate, the guy has Christ in his name. Now, if we look at his first name, it's Christian. A Christian is a person who follows Christ. Can I get an amen? I don't know about Jose Fernandez with Miami Marlins. Yeah, we're not promised tomorrow, brother. Praise the Lord for the blood. Amen. Every single day. I've been doing it already. So he's got Christ in his name. He's got Christian in his name. He has Son, Jesus, the Son of Man, the Son of God. Now, he also has Ray at the end of his name. Now, what's the significance of that? Yeah, sorry, king. They means king in Spanish and Portuguese. And Jesus is the king, is the king of kings. So this guy, I think they call him the king of running backs. He's got Christ in his name, Christian, Son, and Ray. Christ, Christian, Son, Ray, King. And he was born in Castle Rock. Jesus in the Bible is the rock. Okay? And he wears that 66.6%. He went to a Christian high school. Okay? Valor Christian High School. It's just too much. It's too much, all of this. And he has the 6-7 birthday. 6-7. So, and he's playing for the team that are based where the Church of Satan was founded. San Francisco. St. Francis. So, yeah. This guy just runs through everybody. His short little arms. The guy will run through like 6 beasts. He'll just get through all of them. And it's just, his arms are so short. And doesn't his brother, I think his brother's also in the NFL. Am I right in saying that? Is it Max? Or is it Luke? Washington's Luke McCaffrey looking to make his own name in the NFL following his dad and brothers. Guys, do you know how hard it is to get in the NFL? This whole family just finds a way to play in it. All these sports are run by Masons, like in the flesh, like fleshly looking at it. Durrell, thank you so much. He has a brother named Luke. Luke was a disciple of Christ. So thank you so much, brother. Thanks for your support. Luke in the Bible, guys, is a gospel. Luke was a companion of Apostle Paul and a physician who is traditionally credited with writing the Gospel of Luke and the Acts of Apostles. As a physician, he's sometimes referred to as a beloved physician in the New Testament. The Gospel of Luke portrays Jesus as a savior for all people, including Gentiles like us, while Acts details the early spread of Christianity. So Christian McCaffrey has a brother called Luke. Number 12, yeah, Brady. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples. Number 12, Brady made his NFL debut as a starter 12 days after 9/11. Yeah, plays for the Commanders. There he is. The fourth, oh my word, the fourth member to play in the 4 again, bro. Can I get a woo? The 4 horsemen. The 4 is everywhere. It's the biggest number now. It's the 4th member to play in the NFL of the McCaffrey family. Of course, it's a well-known last name. It's got the king in it. And there's something with Mac. Maybe Dustin can help me. There's something with Mac. Like McDonald's, Return of the MacBook Air. There's something with this MC. You call MCs like almost like rappers. I don't know what this MC is. I know it's 13-3. 13th letter, 3rd letter. Francis became Pope 13-3. But there's something with this MC. And I don't know what it is. And I've not figured it out. And it's bothering me. You filled up your gas today. 44.4. Oh my word. Got a strong bond with Jaden Daniels. I've told you Daniel was thrown in the den of lions. Daniel was thrown in the lion's den. And Jaden Daniels' biggest win was against the Lions. Daniel was thrown in the lion's den. Show you it. I was just reading about it. And the coach is called Daniel Campbell. All right, can you believe that? Daniel in the lion's den is a biblical story from the book of Daniel about the prophet Daniel. Let's go to Daniel Campbell. Where are you? No, I don't want Danielle. Look, it's literally the Lions coach is called Daniel. Can you believe it? The Lions coach is called Daniel. Daniel in the lion's den is a biblical story from the book of Daniel about the prophet Daniel, who was thrown into a lion's den for defying a royal decree that prohibited prayer to any god other than the king. He was miraculously saved because God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions. The event led to a new decree from the king honoring Daniel's God, and Daniel's story is seen as an example of faith and obedience in the face of adversity. Basically, there was nothing was going to stop Daniel from praying to his God. Nothing. He didn't fear death. Nothing. And then the king honored Daniel because he saw that Daniel's God, which is my God and should be all of your God, basically protected Daniel from the lions. He closed the mouth of the lions. So imagine being in a den of lions, all right, teeth. Lions would murder Christians. All right, in Rome, they threw Christians to the lions. They didn't come out, they died. They were ripped apart. But with Daniel, he was divinely protected because of his faith. He's a prophet. And it was King Darius. Look, King Darius, influenced by his jealous officials, made a law that anyone praying to any god or man for 30 days would be thrown into a lion's den. It's just man wanting worship. They don't want God to receive it. They want it, and they're not designed to be worshipped. So yeah, how crazy that Daniel was thrown to a lion's den, and the lion's coach is called Daniel. And remember El? The El should tell you it means Elohim. Look, El means God. Can I get a woo right before I go? So El, like Daniel, all right? They'll call him Dan to not make it obvious, but his name's Daniel. You got the El, so like Elohim. And then you think of prophets in the Bible who have the El. Daniel, Ezekiel, Gabriel, all right? I'm sure there's more. Michael, these prophets and archangels, they have the El because it's literally from God. Ezekiel, Daniel, Michael, Gabriel. Can you think of any more? There's surely a few more. So this is why I'm trying to show you that it all lines up. These sports they're so deep. That's why you have the Saints in the NFL, the Cardinals, all right, with this religious background, the Lions, the Eagles, all right, the Chiefs. It's a name for Satan. There's so many connections with these franchises that come back to the scriptures. And then people spend their whole Sunday watching them instead of reading the scriptures or fellowshipping. They're watching the NFL. That's just the reality. And sometimes I don't watch the games, but sometimes I'll keep an eye on the scores because obviously I want my picks to hit. So I'm still not completely away from that, but I just know I don't worship it. I don't like watch the games and get excited about them. Oh, Elohim, El, translates to God. And he goes by many names. So yeah, that's great with the Luke and the McCaffrey. That was a good connection we just all made. So something with his family, there's some sort of deal that's being made with the devil. Because to get in the NFL is so hard, guys. You have to be like out of this world. to get into that league. Yeah. 4 of them from the same. Look, their arms are really short, guys. Oh, this guy's training with McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson. This guy's insanely good. He plays for the Falcons. I think he got a touchdown yesterday. He got a touchdown and McCaffrey, and they train with each other. The same game, they both dominated. He's got the sun in his name. Bijan Robinson. So they train together. They both got a touchdown in the same game last night. Who's this guy number 12 doing the Masonic point? Oh, yeah, that's why Packers kept winning with 27. Revelation 2:7, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Remember the 7 churches, it's week 7. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. That's why the Packers kept getting 27, 27, 27, 27. All their wins were 27 because of that verse. That's why Brady won his last Super Bowl on 2-7. Can I get a woo? It's not what goes in the body, but what comes out. And most glorify these people and these celebrities and athletes, literally like gods. That is so true. Thank you so much, Watchman. The old saying, not what you know, but who you know. That is very true in this world. It's not up for debate. All right? It's not up for debate. This Steelers-Packers game will be interesting. On the anniversary of Michael Jordan's NBA debut. Michael, the Archangel, Jordan, the river that Jesus was baptized in. I'll probably code this game. Probably the same odds, I'm guessing. So it's just, and again, look, guys, I'm just so shadow banned on these platforms. Oh, guys, give this Jacob's Ladder a follow. He knows what he's talking about. So, yeah. Guys, I don't know what this world is anymore. Sometimes I've just got to laugh. Like, it's just, look at the plane there. It's just become so scandalous. Like, this is the most Masonic pose you'll ever see here. This is the Argentinian president. It looks somewhat out of the 80s, doesn't he? Looks like an 80s pop star. I'm doing a little thumbs up, whatever that means. I don't even know. Revelation 19:11, the 2 pitchers in the MLB this year were 2 very young pitchers named Scubell and Scanes. Oh, wow, yeah, SK 1911. That's amazing. Yeah, for people who don't know Revelation 19:11, it's about Jesus riding a white horse. That's really interesting, that. Thank you, ST. Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Watch this connection. Twister, yeah, it is all fake. But the thing is, the players still get hit. This is where it's confusing. The players still make the plays. They get hit. They get injured. They express emotion. But there's witchcraft that determines the winner. So that's why it's confusing, because there is physical gifts being used. A lot of these athletes are incredibly gifted, but they're being used. Musicians are being used at the highest level. Don't mean they can't sing, although somebody like Taylor Swift can. I showed you this before. Nottingham Forest, I just told you why Angelos got fired. He replaced Espiritu Santo, which means Holy Spirit. And I showed you this, the lineups. Nottingham Forest, look at their 2 strikers. Jesus and Chris Wood. Christopher, his name's Christopher Christ. And I've shown you how Jesus was crucified on a cross made out of wood. Christopher Wood. All right? And then you have Jesus. And look, Jesus' number's 19. Christopher Wood's number is 11. All right? For Nottingham Forest, is number 9 for New Zealand. So he has the 9-11. his nation, but he wears number 11. So look, and Jesus wears number 19. Christopher Christ wears 11. Look, you see it? It's like, how's that being done? Why is that being done? And right now, Forest are collapsing. They're being humiliated whilst they have Christ in the team and Jesus. And they both got dropped to the bench. They all do that Masonic point that they all do. So yeah, the sports reveal the scriptures, but in a blasphemous way. And I just expose it and predict it before it happens. But that's not my be-all, end-all, and that's why I probably don't get support like I used to. Because all I did was just, look at that. D'Angelo dies, and then this Angelos gets fired. It's all interconnected. Yeah, Jesus is coming, I believe, very, very soon. Look at this guy's hands. As above, so below. I'm just going through my posts. I don't usually do this. It's Baphomet. Literally, his celebration is that. And they're all doing it, man. Female darts player just beat Luke Littler. Give me a break. Remember this one? Neves, which is 7 in reverse, scores the winning goal at the death in my Portugal code. In Portugal's first home game since Jota died, his best friend, and he scores his first international goal at the death and honours Jota. Disgusting. Just truly evil is what it is. What's he doing? All these wrist straps is for the mark of the beast. It should be in your right hand or your forehead. All right, that's why they keep putting these wrist straps. Trust me when I say that. And why he's pointing to his temple, which is your forehead. Just if you keep up with my work, guys, on my site, and you actually look back and read it, it's quite crazy. Remember this? Look at this throw? That how can an elite closing pitcher do that? Now, I think these players know. I do. I think these Dodgers players know that they were making the World Series. Eagles came into this game with the Giants, 666 losses. And then in the game, it's 13-16, 13-17. Literally, Revelation 13, 16, 17. Look at it. It's about the mark of the beast and not being able to buy or sell. We are all sinners. Absolutely. We all fall short of the glory of God. Philadelphia is the 6th church of Revelation. They just won the Super Bowl in the Stadium of the Saints. In the 5th Super Bowl, and the 5th seal is the persecution of the saints. COVID declared a pandemic 3/11/20. I said it's coming to England. What happens a week after? England beat Wales from the UK. Goals 3/11/20. Literally a week or days after I said the UK is going to get hit by a pandemic, this happens. It's like it gets brushed over. Can somebody give me a woo again? I'm not here to go, you are the smartest guy I've ever met, Adam. It's like a code like this gets brushed over. 3/11/20. COVID declared a pandemic 3/11/20. And I literally said a pandemic is coming to the UK. And they beat another team from the UK. The Red Dragon. Wales. Where Charles... Look at there, look. There's one. I would say they probably put the devil horns up more in baseball. Can somebody give me a woo before I go? NFL do it a lot, but I think baseball, I would say every player who hits a home run will throw up that. at this point. Check tonight if you watch the game. See how many times you see this. They do the Masonic vow of silence, devil horns, and you'll see it if you pay attention. The beast has 10 horns and 7 heads. 10-7 is everywhere. I love this. Look at this. My brother Patrick sent me this. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. See the Christ here? So beautiful. Christ. I'm going to call it a day there. I am very tired. It's already 3 o'clock. The NBA doesn't often do devil horns. The NBA throws up the 666. They don't often do devil horns. They'll throw up the 666 for the so-called three-pointers. I haven't looked through my Twitter in ages. Look, another young person who died, Arthur Jones, about the Four Horsemen. Well, he's got his thumb up as well, Netanyahu. This guy's headlining the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny. Thank you, King Twister. Be great if more people supported the work, but I understand it's not for everybody. This guy's headlining the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Bad Bunny. Just want to see if there's any more symbolism. There you go. Witness near shooting when it happened with Charlie Kirk. Can you see his fingers? Look at Baphomet's. God bless you, Dirk. I'm just going to quickly show you this. Yeah, Vladdy Guerrero won the home run derby in Seattle. His dad played in the MLB as well. Vladimir, like Vlad the Impaler, Vampire. Go back to that 44 scoreline. Okay. Here. Dallas became 1-2-1. Antichrist 1-2-1 Revelation. 40-40. This. Well, they had to get the photo of number 3. Israel is 4-0 weeks old. Oh my word. And this game 7, that's crazy, mate. That's mad. Look, he's doing the thumb up. Look, this summit, we need to figure this out. Can I get a woo? We need to know what this actually means. It's bigger than thumbs up. Happy Saudi National Day to everyone in Saudi Arabia. This guy claims he's a Christian. And then he's clearly more of a Muslim. Wishing you a day filled with pride, unity, and celebration with your loved ones. They're evil. They're actually evil. They could be demons, these people. They want to be worshipped. So I need to know what this means. Yeah, Cal Raleigh won the Home Run Derby in Atlanta where the Georgia Guidestones came down. That might be his crowning moment. Look, there you go. Look. Hit the like button, guys. Get it up to 40 at least, please. This is your Ballon d'Or winner, Baphomet. Here's the Ballon d'Or winner for the women, supposedly. This guy is called Usman. Comes from the Arabic name Uthman, which has a literal meaning of a young serpent or a young dragon. And the season he dominated was during the year of the dragon and the year of the snake. And Satan's the dragon and the snake. And just look at the fingers. I'll try to find a few more things and then I'm good. Foden got the wrist thing, the gunshots, number 47. The 47th president was shot at, if you believe that. There's Joe Rogan with the founder of the Church of Satan's Son. Look at the horns. Joe Rogan is a female as well. Sorry to break your heart. I ain't going to go there. People can't handle it. I just want to find a couple more then. Look at that. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you all for your support, okay? I appreciate you. Wickedness is all around us, but God is everywhere as well. So focus your heart on God. Be aware of the darkness the way I am. Expose it, rebuke it, reprove it as often as you can. But also reveal the light of Christ to as many people as you can. Share this information because it's very important. Because sometimes you've got to see the evil to see the ultimate truth, which is Christ. And then you've just got to let people know that Jesus has already overcome evil. Might not look like it, but he has. So, thank you all. Thanks, Durrell, Watchman, for your financial support. I'm very grateful. Thank you for all your insights, some great insights today. Stay strong, guys. Much love to you all. I'm going to take this off because I'm really hot and I'm going to go have some water. Hopefully this week I can do a stream with the Watchman, God willing, and because we've got a lot of gold we want to share with you. Cheers. Take care. God bless you all. God wins.